Daz.
Hey Lucy Lou, how are you?
Very good. What's been happening?
We've got a huge show coming up. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Good, I'm excited. We have been scouring the country looking for all the primo rides, and we've got some classics coming up.
And we've got more from our trip to Japan, including a privileged tour through the Nismo factory.
Cool, very cool. And we have a massive hotspot, 550 cars in Perth. Those guys are putting you all to shame, man. And we also have the finals of the Drift Australia series, amongst other things.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. We have a massive show. Let's check it out.
Word up, we bout to stir it up. We bout to take it down to the ground tonight. Pick it back up, come do it right. Show up, we bout to blow it up. We bout to shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Let's get it crackin', man. We blazing up the scene. We putting on the line. Wearing up like a triple beam. We hype crazy folks. Cadillac and honey spokes. Hot draws and days and boots. Let me feel that rooter too. Carolina Tar Heel. Listen to them wheels peel. We hyping real raw. We running from the law. Hiding out on my favorite block. Don't wanna hear that thing pop. Now hold in your hands. Let me see you do that dance. Word up, we bout to stir it up. We bout to take it down to the ground tonight. Pick it back up, come do it right. Show up, we bout to blow it up. We bout to shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Word up, we bout to stir it up. We bout to take it down to the ground tonight. Pick it back up, come do it right. Show up, we bout to blow it up. We bout to shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Shake it down, y'all. Shake it, don't break it. If you your mama now.
The GTR is famous for its giant killing performance. With all its power potential, its tough, aggressive looks are often overlooked.
Hi, my name's Terry. I'm from Canberra. This is Fat Ass.
But Terry didn't overlook its appearance. He capitalised on it to build one of the toughest looking cars in Australia.
Hey, it's different. You got to be different nowadays.
Wide-body kits are definitely in fashion at the moment, but Terry didn't want some ordinary bolt-on wide-body. He wanted to go fat, really fat. So we went to the guys that have a reputation for building obese cars, J Racing in Canberra. Jerry and the boys set about transforming the GTR's exterior. The front and rear bars are Dulac items modified to fit, and the side skirts and bonnet are specially tailored. The guards were custom made and are a massive 3 inches wider each side, front and rear. A custom fuel filler was installed before the car was resprayed in a specially mixed yellow. With the guards now supersized, your average rim just wouldn't fill them out. How does 19-inch Blitz rims sound? How about ones that are 10 inches wide on the front? And a mammoth 13 inches wide on the rear. This allows Terry to run 305/30 tyres on the rear. Now that's exotic European car tyre size.
These rims and tyres cost me $9,000. Just the rubber itself per tyre is about $1,200 to $1,400.
To help fit the rims and slam the car to the deck, Terry fitted K-Sport coilovers all round. K-Sport also provided the massive stoppers to help fill out the rims. 8-piston front and 6-piston rear calipers clamping over the 2-piece 330mm rotors definitely provide extra braking force for the GTR. The interior is a blend of show car and race car, with a full Cusco roll cage and G-ready gauges up front. In the back, the seats are gone and replaced by 4 12-inch Rockford Fosgate subs. Audio Tech also installed Rockford Fosgate splits front and rear, and they're all powered by Rockford Fosgate amps. There's also an Alpine head unit and screen, neons and a nitrous bottle to finish the install off. With the aesthetics, braking, handling and interior taken care of, the only thing that's left is the engine. The RB26DE is no slouch from factory, but with the quest for power and the age of the engines, Terry knew a rebuild and toughen up would be in order. The block is a stronger N1 unit and is filled with forged internals swinging off a crank from an R34. The head's been ported and the valves and valve springs have been upgraded to help the HKS camshafts and adjustable cam gears. The turbos have been upgraded to HKS 2530 units, which provide extra power without sacrificing the response and mid-range power the GTR is known for.
Pretty much I just wanted reliable power to go around a track to do good times.
Pod filters and a 3.5-inch exhaust help them breathe, and the injectors and fuel pump have been upgraded to support the extra power. The engine's controlled by the famous Apexi Power FC, and boost is handled by an Apexi AVCR. To deal with the extra grunt, the standard gearbox and diffs benefit from an OS Geiken twin-plate clutch. Terry's managed to take one of the most well-known modified cars on the planet and turn it into a show-stopping head-turner without sacrificing its aggression and performance. Looking for a killer set of rims for your ride? All these ignition feature car owners can't be wrong. Aussie Tyres, the latest and greatest selection of street race and bling wheels. If you've got it, then you better be flaunting it.
We're gonna switch and flip till we get the hits that'll make you move your hips. In line with the funky rhyme, and the people say we gon' lose our minds. We're gonna switch and flip until we get the hits that'll make you move your hips. In line with the funky rhyme, and the people say we gon' lose our minds. Yeah, What?
We're talking about colours that entice your mind, chromies fit for a king, and sounds to pump you all night till the early light. Steve's Subaru Liberty delivers all that, and then some.
It's a lot different. People appreciate it. You get the older people, they give you the thumbs up and they tell you, it looks good, you've done well for you. So that's the fun part about it, I reckon.
It all started 3 years ago in a textbook tale of daily driver gone showstopper. Although Subaru Liberties make the perfect daily driver, Steve had no intentions to drop jaws. But due to his outgoing persona, it was only natural for Steve to come out chronic, Miami styles.
We're gonna switch and flip till we get the hits that'll make you move your hips. In line with the funky rhyme, and the people say we gon' lose our minds. We're gonna switch and flip until we get the hits that'll make you move your hips. In line with the funky rhyme, and the people say we gon' lose our minds.
In order to characterise his personality through the car, Steve began by fitting B4 skirts on the sides and crafted aluminium rods on the front bar. He shaved the spoiler, rolled the guards and debadged the whole vehicle. Once the body was right, the baby blue paint was in the mix, followed by a custom orange for that two-tone style. Purple tribal graphics with scale effects separate the two contrasting colours, and the rest was history.
Well, basically, I wanted something different. Firstly, I went for a candy teal paint. I had that for about a year, wasn't happy with it. So needed something a bit different. Went baby blue, everyone was doing pink. Had that for about 6 months with the tribal band, just to break it up a bit so I wasn't too plain. And I cracked the side skirt, so we decided why not just go orange, something different, something American style.
When building a weapon to attract crowds, you need all your gear to match. Steve understood this facet and equipped the Liberty with a full set of 19-inch Gestalt 3s.
With the wheels, I didn't want something plain because the car had like outrageous paintwork, so I needed something that was a bit more hectic looking. So I went to Aussie Tyres and he told me, look, Gestalt 3s will do the job for you. So picked the Diamond Series, yeah.
Although Steve's Liberty epitomises the show scene, he installed WRX seats to the front just in case he was ever in a rush. To keep his show class integrity, a full salmon leather retrim covering all accents and accessories. And 4 downlights embedded in the roof ensures the fish stays fresh.
We gon' lose our minds. We gon' lose our minds. We gon' lose our minds.
A show car's not complete without ear-imploding ammo, 2 15-inch Rockford Fosgate subs, powered by a Rockford monoblock amp. Treble is managed by a 4-channel Soundstream amp for the kicker splits and tweeters.
Don't think I'll do much more to it. Probably just motor work now, man. It's the only thing that's missing. It's got the show, it just needs a bit of go, so I'm looking at getting a 2.5 turbo motor.
You either love it or hate it, but one thing's for sure, Steve is staying in the game. You can now get the first 6 editions of Ignition DVD in this special collector's edition box set for just $49.95. To purchase the box set, contact Ignition on 02 9633 3435. Hit the website at ignitiondvd.com or email us at info@ignitiondvd.com.
Power Cruise is fast becoming one of the hottest show series in the land, so this month we thought we'd head up to Queensland for some power skid action.
Yep, it's a place where the imports get to mix it with the V8 machines and show them how to make twice the power with half the cylinders.
Those old V8 boys will never learn.
Now, where would the fun be in that?
I think you can do that line better.
Okay, I can do it better.
It's making a picture, you know how it is?
There certainly is no other event like Power Cruise in Australia. The 7th Power Cruise session hit Queensland Raceway in a big way, with over 800 cars entered into the 3-day event. With more on-track activities for car owners than ever imaginable, it allows you to do everything you've always wanted to do in your car on the street, but no you can't. It's also one of the very few events that successfully combines old school and new school V8s with Jap imports and old school 4s and rotors in a relaxed and friendly environment. The biggest attraction is the Power Cruise sessions. It's a chance for you to grab some mates and cruise around the track in your car and have some fun in a legal environment. The Power Cruise sessions still allow for plenty of grudge matches down the main straight too. The off-street racing is hotly contested, but GTRs always seem to give the V8 drag cars a big run for their money. While many imports put the fight to the V8 street machines. Off the track, there's plenty to look at with show cars, trade stands, and of course a promo babe comp.
Wicked! Yo, wow. They're on a mission, you know. Undercover mission, this special out. Yeah, man, yeah, you star. Alright, so yeah. So what a boom shot this, what a hit and not a miss. If a man want this, he will catch up in me fist. Snake him across, who a is when him crisp. On a sexy girl, let me a put kiss. Boom shot this, what a hit and not a miss. If a man want this, he will.
Our girl Emma was a crowd favourite and ended up taking out second place.
Sexy girl, let me a put kiss. At a touch, so from
The dyno competition pumped all weekend with twin dynos and a massive grandstand. One of the big attractions for the JDM fans is the drifting. Drift Zone organised for some of Queensland's top drivers to put on some demos before the open drift sessions. There were plenty of drivers willing to give it a try, including some old and new school V8s. The purpose-built drift cars certainly showed how it was done. And Tony Harrison was there to fly the flag for the V8 fans. Overall, it was a huge event, and it's certainly set to get bigger. Power Cruise will hit Calder Park for the first time in January 2007. For more info and dates on the Sydney and Brisbane event, log on to the website, powercruise.net. Everyone likes free stuff, and it doesn't get any more free than this. All you have to do is jump onto the website at ignitiondvd.com and fill out the survey for a share of the $10,000 prize pool we have on offer. It's so simple, it should be illegal. Just answer a few easy questions like what you're into and what you think of Ignition DVD, and we could be sending you some very cool stuff. There's a blow-off valve and pulley kit from GFB, seat covers from AXS, a gold-class box set of Maguires, $200 vouchers from MRT, DVD and CD packs from Central Station Records, and heaps more. The Toyo Drift Australia series is where Australia's elite battle it out. Running in conjunction with the championship is the Super Drift Series. It's a feeder series designed for up-and-coming drifters to showcase their talents and make a name for themselves. The standout performer of 2006 was Lyndon Reynolds of South Australia.
Clear favourite from the get-go, but still, how does it feel to actually take the win for the year?
I'm stoked on the result for the year. It's been a long, hard slog. Getting to every round's been, a real fight. But I've had a few people help me out along the way and made it all possible. And I've managed to hold it together and finish on the podium. Everything I've entered so far this year, I've done really well in. So I couldn't be happier. It's awesome. It all just came together. Consistency was a massive issue that I had, and I've sort of overcome that this year, so that's now one of my strong points, so I'm happy with that.
Before 2006, Lyndon was relatively unknown, but after finishing on the podium at every event this season, including 2 wins, he's now a recognised name. After dominating all year, he easily took out the championship. Behind every successful driver, there needs to be a successful car. Lyndon owns this tidy Nissan R32 Skyline GTS T. It's not the most powerful or radical drift car out there, but it's a well thought out, balanced and reliable machine that gets the job done.
What you get, I put a lot of time and effort into it at the start of the year with fresh just about everything from suspension through to the entire motor turbo setup. James from Nispeed built the motor, put it all together, and all credit to him as far as I've checked my oil and coolant levels once or twice. That's about it since the start of the season. I don't need to I've lifted on it to have a look, make sure everything's still there, but it has not skipped a beat. It's just been 100% all season, and that has made my life so much easier.
The car arrived from Japan already sporting a 6-point cage, front inner guard bracing and a host of adjustable suspension parts. The coilovers are HSD items and the rear sway bar is a larger one from a GTR Skyline. The brakes are also larger R32 GTR issue. Working on a tight budget, Lyndon put together a powerful and reliable engine combination that's a bit left field, but's worked a charm, never missing a beat all season.
Not pushing it when you don't need to. I mean, the car makes a good solid 265 kilowatts at the wheels on about 1.1 bar of boost. It would make a lot more if I wanted it to. It would make well over 300, but it's just not necessary. And for that exact reason, reliability factors, no need to push it.
The engine is a rare version of the RB25. It's found in the last of the R32 GTS 4s. Coming from an R32 meant all the sensors bolted straight up, making it an easy conversion. Being a naturally aspirated engine originally, it has larger cams and doesn't have the variable inlet cam timing of later versions. Lyndon had the engine pulled down so that more boost-friendly RB25 turbo pistons could be fitted. While there, it was discovered that the engine had GTR conrods from factory. After putting it all back together, Lyndon fitted a bolt-on HKS 3037 Pro S turbo with a custom screamer pipe and 3-inch exhaust system. It cools through a Blitz intercooler kit with a Blitz blow-off valve plumbed in. A larger Z32 airflow meter was fitted and the fuel system was beefed up before Dr. Drift retuned the factory computer to the tune of 265 rear-wheel kilowatts on a conservative 1.1 bar of boost.
James at Nispeed, I get him to look after me whenever I can because, big trust issue there with, I wouldn't take it anywhere else, not after, what he's already done for the car.
Helping things keep cool is a GTR radiator and an oil cooler kit. Putting that power to the ground through an RB25 gearbox is an extreme drift clutch and a Cusco 2-way LSD. The interior is pure business. Lyndon stripped all the sound deadening and carpet out to save weight and fitted a fixed bucket seat. The essential gauges monitor water, oil and exhaust temp, along with oil pressure. The exterior is pure drift, with Viva Garage supplying a full Uras-style body kit. There's also vented fiberglass guards and bonnet. The black and white two-tone along with vinyl graphics complete the quintessential drift look. The 18-inch rims are wrapped in tyres provided by Lyndon's sponsor, Wheelworks.
I'm currently working at Wheelworks. Joe there picked me up. He's also been looking after me as far as sponsorship, which has been awesome, big help.
After proving himself in 2006 and picking up some sponsors, Lyndon is set to mix it in the big league in 2007. GCG turbochargers have been officially appointed the Australasian Licensed Service Facility by G-Ready and Trust Turbochargers Japan. This gives GCG a full spare parts stock of genuine factory supplied parts for all G-Ready and Trust turbochargers for service and repair under GCG's stringent quality controlled systems. All units will be VCR balanced and will come with a full service warranty. For more information, call 1300 Turbos or visit the website gcg.com.au.
Well, we always get compliments on the quality of our models, but this month I really think we've excelled ourselves.
Oh, yes. Her name is Emma. She is sizzling hot and only sweet 18.
She's been cleaning up in all the bikini comps and she's currently studying for a future in the medical profession.
Yeah, I think I'm coming down with a throat infection too. Maybe she could give me an examination or something.
You wish.
Telling you, mate, I met her. She was all over me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Telling you, she was. I had to hold her back. You like that, Emma? Huh? That's what I'm talking about. Pretty fly for a white guy, am I? Hey? Yeah.
Pretty feral.
Smoking on gin and juice, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. You're going at bad, you know what I'm saying? I'm going at all over the place.
Get over yourself.
Just when you think I've finished, I'll do it again. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Emma Taylor. I'm 18. I'm studying nursing and I do a little bit of promo work as well. I got into modelling through a swimwear competition down at Miami Tavern. Ad Promotions was one of the sponsors there, and so part of the prize was to get a contract with them. I like doing car shows because I like to go out on the track and go drifting and stuff. I do like the old school cars. I like the Ford Cortinas. I like them because they're so cute. As you can tell by the tan here, I love the beach. I also love going out clubbing with the girls at Cabell, shopping and going to the gym. Well, I just got back from holidays from Thailand. I would like to go travelling some more, but I'm always going to stay in Australia. Aussie to the core.
Freestyle magazine. Motoring. Fashion. Music. The complete mix of motoring, fashion, and music, making Freestyle the #1 automotive lifestyle magazine, and it's free. Freestyle magazine, Australia's premier free automotive lifestyle magazine, available from all leading clothing, music, and automotive outlets.
Cause I'm a mother gangster.
To the open day, banging all these streets, ain't no time to play. Cause I'm a gangster.
Cause I'm a mother gangster. Hopping gates, my escape is essential to my fate. My homies participate, I'm gonna be late, call them and tell them take the next exit, give them money for the best weapons. They can test the flesh, police and boys supposed to serve and protect. Bullets eject, correct them, should've respected my blessing, gave and picked plenty of dough. Couldn't touch or arrest me, boy, I got cheddar. $100 bills sold together, the sweaters. Soldiers ready to die whenever, in the stormy weather, hustle and struggling. Show some muscle, we buffin'. Got it so they don't touch me, disagree and we bustin'.
Hondas have an uncanny ability to be adept at almost anything. Circuit warrior, drag strip weapon, cool cruiser, and even lowrider. Will went for the latter with this airbagged low-riding Integra VTIR. Will bought it as a daily driver after his track-oriented Nissan caused too many headaches. But once the bug bites, daily drivers don't stay that way. With the car being built for street and show, the first thing to get sorted was the exterior. With wide-body experts J Racing responsible for the build, the Integra was definitely going to put on some weight. Custom wide-body guards were made for the front and rear, and the Bomex side skirts and rear bar were modified to match. The front bar is a one-off piece, and other custom work includes the bonnet vent and smoothed and shaved doors for the sleeker look. The body was then painted in the Look at Me gold to green pearlescent flip paint. Finishing off the look of the exterior are carbon M3 mirrors, Altezza-style taillights, and the killer 19-inch Volt DeVille chrome rims. It certainly makes a statement. But that wasn't enough for Will. He didn't want people just to look, he wanted them to freak out. With a scissor door conversion and airbags, Will has no problem making an entrance. With FBBS airbag struts and fully adjustable lowrider suspension installed, Will can drop the car every which way. He can even turn the Honda into a three-wheeler and really draw some weird looks. Cruising's got to be comfortable, and Hondas certainly are, from factory. Will started his tan interior makeover, and the stereo system pumps hard thanks to 3 MTX subs and Sony speakers. It's all controlled by the JVC head unit and fueled by Alpine V12 power. There's a 7-inch in-dash screen for mid-cruise entertainment. Honda's legendary VTEC is certainly no slouch, but like everything else, Will wanted to stand out. Knowing all about dramas with power upgrades from his last car, Will wanted a quick, easy and reliable fix. What better way than a 100 horsepower wet nitrous kit? It helps bump power to over 150 kilowatts at the front wheels, which is more than enough for the odd traffic light Grand Prix. Breathing mods include a pod filter, X-Force headers, and X-Force exhaust system.
My escape is essential to my fate. My homies participate. I'm gonna be late, call them and tell them take the next exit, give them money for the best weapons. They can test the flesh, the police and boys supposed to serve and protect. Bullets eject, correct them, should've respected my blessing, gained and picked plenty of dough. Couldn't touch or arrest me, boy, I got cheddar.
Get your monthly copy of Ignition DVD from newsagents, Autobarns, JB Hi-Fi and Easy DVD.
Now, it's been an awesome year for the Drift Australia boys, and it all came to a head at the final round in Oran Park, Sydney.
Yes, it came right down to the wire, and once again it was a battle between the high-tech Japanese machinery and the brute Aussie horsepower. Or, in other words, bonsai versus bonsai, mate.
So which came out on top?
Well, yeah, I'll just have to wait and see.
Oran Park was the battleground for the final showdown of the 2006 Toyo Drift Australia Championship Series. The weather caused all sorts of dramas, with extremely high winds producing dust storms and blackouts, but the battles continued. With different winners at each round and only a handful of consistent frontrunners, the championship placings were still wide open. For the top 3 drivers in the series, how they performed in this round would determine their position on the championship podium. Leighton Fine still had a respectable lead, but was forced to run the unfamiliar S13, and Robbie Bolger and Bo Yates only had a couple of points separating them. The Oran Park track provided high-speed, technical drifting. The quick entries down the main straight into the first corner claimed a few victims. The downhill section through turns 2 and 3 provided some spectacular warp speed drifting, before the long entry into the tighter uphill last corner. The drivers tried different lines and techniques to get it right, which led to plenty of thrills and spills. Saturday was set aside for qualifying and battles for the Super Drift boys, with more practice for the Drift Australia drivers. Sunday morning saw the aftermath of plenty of drama, with the Ad Racing team working all night to fix the ignition DVD Skyvia Ute, while Fernando and Eugene replaced blown gearboxes. Controversy arose when Leighton Fine's AE86 expired with terminal problems, and he jumped into Darren Appleton's spare S13. He had to get up to speed very quickly, jumping straight into qualifying and battles. Leighton Fine was knocked out, meaning his lead was no longer secured. Bo Yates put on a stellar qualifying performance, which gave him some more valuable points in the championship. The Super Drift finals then kicked off with Chris Easton hitting the podium for the first time in 3rd place. Lyndon Reynolds on the podium again in 2nd, and his Delirium teammate Adam May in 1st place. Lyndon Reynolds made it through to the top 4, guaranteeing his championship win. When the DA battle started, it was game on, as many people had nothing to lose in the quest to hit the podium. Mark Phillips in the Martini Racing Skyline fought hard, and his car copped a beating on the way to 3rd place. In the end, the ultimate battle was set with Robbie Bolger and Bo Yates going head-to-head. The finals couldn't have been closer, as both drivers were in a position where if they won this round, the points would have put them in the lead of the championship. The judges couldn't split them after the first run, so it was time for a rerun. With the pressure on, the battle commenced. Bo Yates was out of tyres, making the run even harder. After some small errors by Robbie Bolger, Bo Yates took the win in the Team Peer GCG Toyota Sprinter. After the on-track celebrations, the drivers and crews headed to the dinner and presentation night. This is how the Super Drift standings finished up. David Brown in third, Cameron Gale in second, and Lyndon Reynolds in first place. In Drift Australia, Robbie Bolger came in third, while Bo's win bumped Leighton Fine back into second, and Yates took the season win, proving he is truly Australia's top drifter. Drift Australia will be back bigger and better in 2007, and Ignition DVD will be there to cover all the action. For news and updates, keep an eye on the website, driftaustralia.com.au. Want to see more highlights from the Drift Australia finals? Check out the events section at Ignition X. Like the eye of a storm, Gareth's WRX seems calm and sedate. Until the loud pedal is pressed and one of Australia's most hardcore street-registered WRXs is unleashed. Gareth likes to do things properly. When he set about building the ultimate street WRX, he made sure he covered every base to make it fast and reliable every day on pump fuel, which is harder than anyone is led to believe.
I bought the car with the intention to leave it standard. It started first with just an exhaust. About 10 months later, ended up with this.
With the parts stockpiling up, Speedworks began building the ultimate WRX engine. The block has been machined to be a closed deck block for extra strength and was fitted with oversized Darton sleeves. The Jung catalogue was then rated for a billet crank along with forged pistons and rods. The bottom end combo is super tough and designed to handle power levels over 600 or 700 horsepower. The heads are super expensive Cosworth items, which are computerized CNC machined from factory blanks. The oversized valves have been highly modified and are mated to Jun valve springs and massive Cosworth 275-degree camshafts. WRXs are lumpy enough, but with these cams, this thing is awesome.
From ripping the old motor out to building the new motor and putting the new motor in, it lasted a total of about 7 working days.
With a bulletproof engine ready, some serious gear was set to be bolted on. A full Trust T67 turbo kit was strapped on for the best compromise between power and drivability. There's also X-Force headers and an X-Force 3-inch exhaust system. It's cooled through an APS intercooler kit, which is black for the stealth look. But the screamer pipe certainly lets people know that this WRX ain't no stocker. All the supporting gear has been beefed up as well. A Walbro in-tank pump feeds the Sard surge tank, which sits in the engine bay. To avoid taking up space in the boot, Bosch Motorsport pump then feeds massive 1000cc Sard injectors in MRT dual fuel rails. Cooling is aided by a Grex oil cooler kit and a PWR radiator. Management is top shelf as well, with a Motec M800, which is a plug-and-play unit. With 1.5 bar dialed up on pump fuel, Gareth's car turned the Speedworks dyno hubs to the tune of 470 horsepower. That's massive power for a street-driven WRX. The weak WRX factory drivetrain would never handle that power. So like the engine, Gareth set out to make it bulletproof. An ORC carbon twin-plate clutch feeds power to the gearbox, which now contains PPG straight-cut gears and billet selector forks. The centre diff is now an adjustable STI RA unit, which controls front-to-rear torque split, and the drive shafts are now billet items, with acceleration increased. Gareth did the right thing and increased deceleration power by upgrading the brakes. DBA two-piece rotors are clamped by STI Brembos up front, and there's Ferodo brake pads all round. Gareth painted them black to continue the sleeper theme. The handling department wasn't overlooked, with white line Group 4 coilovers all round, keeping to the sleeper look. The bodywork of the car is standard, except for the removal of the rear wing and fitting of some badges and stickers.
What made me want to build a sleeper? Perth's renowned for the police picking on you for modified cars. And once it sits at the lights with the lumpy idle, I think a lot of people just kind of catch the drift.
Gareth needed new rims to fit over the brakes, so he bought 18-inch Pro Drive rims, which are super light and suit the look of the car. The trim is all standard Subaru, the only additions being what's required, a quartet of Defi gauges. And the stereo? Stock, as Gareth prefers the noise of the screamer pipe to bass, not to mention the unwanted extra weight of a mega stereo system.
It's worth the money. Only time will tell. At the moment, I'm bloody happy. It's perfect, really.
With one of the most hardcore Rexes around, Gareth only has one more thing left to do. Hit the track. For the latest updates on Project STI 200 and Celica, hit the Tech Talk button in Ignition X.
As you know, we love to keep the girls in the picture, obviously. So this month we take a ride in a very cool Miss Echo.
It's got the crazy interior, the scissor doors, and the candy blend paintwork.
What's it with girls in pink cars?
I can definitely see a theme emerging there, Darren.
There's a theme.
A girl's car, like her hair and heels, should reveal a taste of character and, most importantly, a touch of personal style. 20-year-old Zanetta, also known as Miss Echo, understands the importance of displaying her individuality, especially amongst the modified car scene.
I've owned the car for a little bit over 2 years now. When I bought it, she was stock blue with mismatched hubcaps. Every day, drive it to and from uni, to and from work, drive it on the weekends, takes me everywhere.
Zanetta's 2000 model pink Toyota Echo is a testament to self-expression and is one of a few vehicles that's been orchestrated from the outset. As soon as Zanetta received the Echo from the parents, she instantly planned the mods to suit her personality.
My parents bought it for me for a gift to take me to and from uni, and then out of nowhere fell in love with the modified car industry, and this is what it turned out to look like.
I can barely tell what's going on, but it seems to be that juice is fine as hell.
Those who reside on the sunny beaches of Cronulla should be familiar with Zanetta's Pink Pride. From the Valeside side skirts, rear bar and wing, to the MB front bar, this pretty little Echo proves its worth by dazzling onlookers left, right and centre.
My best friend thought it was the biggest waste of money before he saw the car. Thought I was an absolute nut for doing up a car, being a girl, and the amount of money I was spending. The second I got it, took him for a spin, and now he started as well. Went and bought himself a $2,000 system the other day, and yeah, it's sort of infectious once you sort of get into it.
The House of Colour Candy Pink with purple fade works the show circuit crazy. The colour scheme became a perfect choice and helped her in the development of Miss Echo's personality, and is now a recognised character in the automotive community. The Lambo-style doors look a dream, but only after Zanetta had replaced the hinges and fortified custom versions.
I love taking it down shows, taking it to the city on the weekends. Living in Cronulla, I love taking it down to the beach. Typical Sunday, probably wake up, wash the car in the morning. After Saturday night in the city, go see a few friends, just hang out, go for a coffee.
Inside the cabin, the front and rear seats were retrimmed in cream Italian leather, with pink snakeskin accents that follow through the door trims and dash. Powered by an Audio Barn amp, Zanetta's Echo rocks bass from a 15-inch Audio Barn sub. The Pioneer 7-inch in-dash TV touchscreen allows her to navigate through MP3s, while two 5-inch Viscon screens sit behind the headrests to entertain the back seat passengers.
Definitely the younger kids and the older generation are sort of fascinated by the wheels and the car. Everyone's got a sort of different reaction towards it. The only inconvenience I can think of is being worried about where to park it. At uni they let me park in the security parking spot. Definitely worth it. Wouldn't trade it for the world. People think you're crazy, but once you've sat behind the wheel, you don't regret it one bit.
Although Zanetta's Echo screams out girl power, we can all take notes on how sticking to a theme and letting your character show does wonders for your ride. Got a hot modified car you think's worthy of a feature in Ignition DVD? Know of a cranking car club or upcoming cruise? What about a hot spot? Hit the website at ignitiondvd.com and let us know. BMW's E46 M3 is one of Germany's finest pieces of engineering. Its chassis dynamics and handling have been praised by motoring journalists all over the world. Its silky smooth 3.2-litre straight six develops 252 kilowatts in standard guise, and it's good for low 13-second quarters. But for Alan, BMW's excellence wasn't enough.
Hi, I'm Alan and I drive a BMW E46 M3.
Alan is one of few people to modify an M3 in Australia. With such a high price tag, they're usually owned by older, more professional types. But Alan thought, why not improve on a good thing?
I bought the M3 because of the classy look, big power. It's one of the quickest supercars in the world.
With a 500 horsepower circuit car in his garage, Alan was definitely going to bump up the straight six's power. Alan ordered a full auto Active Works supercharger kit from America, which includes a Rotrek supercharger, oil cooler, intercooler kit, blower valve and plenum. It also included the 800cc injectors and remapped computer. Alan also fitted a Group M exhaust system, which definitely sounds the goods. The kit bumps power to 500 flywheel horsepower, but that still wasn't enough, so Alan had a wet nitrous kit installed. The rest of the drivetrain also copped an upgrade. The tough Getrag 6-speed remains, but now benefits from an alloy flywheel and 6-puck brass button clutch. The rear brakes remain standard, but the front brakes are now killer AP Racing 6-piston calipers, clamping monster 285mm AP Racing 2-piece rotors. They definitely pull the car up from warp speed in a hurry. There's no question the M3 handles well straight from factory, but it's still compromised for the average driver, so Alan installed KW coilovers up front and KW shocks and springs at the rear. Rear adjustable control arms were also installed to tweak camber with the lowered ride height, and there's also an AC Schnitzer strut brakes up front.
This is my everyday car. I love driving it every day. I couldn't keep it in the garage as a show car. Yeah, I love on the weekend coming out to the twisties and having a bit of fun in it.
With wide body guards and an M kit, the M3 looks tough and stylish standard, so Alan left the bodywork as it was. But Alan knew the 18-inch rims wouldn't cut it, so he fitted a set of 20-inch Asantis under the guards.
The Asanti's one of the top luxury wheel in the world. Couldn't go anything else. You're looking at around $7,000.
Like the exterior, the interior is pure BMW class. Alan left the factory luxury appointments in place, but fitted extra gauges to monitor nitrous pressure and air-fuel ratio. The stereo, on the other hand, is far from standard. Audio-Tech Tuggeranong totally overhauled the M3's cabin and boot into an audio-visual nirvana. The standard in-dash screen is teamed up with Alpine widescreen monitors in each headrest and receives signals from an Alpine DVD MP3 player. The factory speakers are replaced by Rockford Fosgate splits in 2 ways. And 3 Rockford Fosgate 10-inch subwoofers sit in a custom fiberglass enclosure in the boot. They're all powered by Rockford Fosgate titanium amps.
The main reason I chose the install that we did in the M3 was we wanted to keep the classy look of the car, wanted to keep the style flowing through it.
With such a complete package, it's hard to know what to do next, but we're sure Alan will think of something.
The plans at the moment, just drive it, have some fun, maybe take it out to a track day soon, see what I can get it down to out at the track. The next car I'm thinking of getting is a Lamborghini Gallardo. Once you get in something like this, you can't really go backwards, you've got to go forwards.
Straight off the plane and into the Ignition studio, check out Aussie's latest rims in the product review section at Ignition X. This month, hotspots took us to Perth. With the news that Ignition was coming to town spreading like wildfire, the cruise was hyped up to be big.
Well, I'm back here in my hometown of Perth, and it's one of the biggest cruises I've ever seen in Western Australia. There's over 300 cars already here at the Galleria car park, and they are still coming in through the gates. So let's go check out some of the action. We're here with TJ, one of the guys that helped organise the cruise for tonight. So what's it like compared to what Perth's been like lately?
This is probably going to be the biggest modified car cruise I think Perth's ever had. You know, the old rollerboy cruises, size doesn't matter, had 340s for a record. I've done 400 maps, I think I'm going to run out.
And it didn't disappoint, with over 550 cars turning out for the night.
So you guys big car scene fiends here in Perth or what?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right here. And what's the car scene like here at the moment?
The car scene's intense. I mean, today it's a big turnout. Usually we get probably 150 cars, something like that, but tonight it's just turned out to be huge.
I love rice. You know, you're going to get mixed reactions to that. You know that, don't you?
I don't care. Asian, Italian, whatever. I like rice.
So if you like rice in food, what type of cars do you like then?
Hondas.
So tell us about the air a little bit more. What's done? What have you been using it for?
Yeah, just like basic stuff, just still stock turbo, stock engine stuff, but everything else like computer, power of C, you know, exhaust, all the usual stuff, and mainly suspension.
They've got everything that you're going to want to see. Everything from GTRs, big street-powered weapons, 9-second drag cars here, drift cars, show cars, VIP. Everything you want to see is out here in Perth, so let's go check some more out.
The crew met up at the first location, the Galleria Shopping Centre, before things got a bit rowdy and we had to move on.
Well, as you can see, everyone's starting to get a little bit excited as we head off for a cruise. We'll see you at the next meeting point. Okay, we're here with Leon, who owns this Lamborghini replica. Mate, that is an awesome piece of gear. Tell us a little bit about this one.
We actually custom build them here in Western Australia, in Malaga, on tubular chassis, Lexus V8. So close you couldn't tell the difference.
The next location was the Gateway Shopping Centre, and the boys were keen to impress the Ignition crew. Ignition DVD is the ultimate advertising tool. Contact the team at Ignition about custom tailoring advertising and marketing packages to suit your business. Hit the website at ignitiondvd.com or call 02 9633 3435.
Now, we've always said the best car to thrash is somebody else's, preferably if it's stolen loose. And this month we got to build MRT and White Line Suspension's 05 STI and their Evo 9 around Wakefield Park.
Yep, it was the ultimate grudge match and a real insight to the fine art of car setup.
Yeah, there's not much to it these days. You just punch the numbers into a laptop and start shaving off the seconds.
Sounds like a great excuse for the Ignition boys to pull on the helmet and have some fun.
Oh, yeah, it's all in the name of development, no loose, you know. Yes.
Mitsubishi's Evo Lancer and Subaru's WRX STI, long-term rivals, and in all-round performance terms, the most you can milk from your dollar, with daylight a distant second. The definition of all-round performance is best characterised in a race circuit, which requires a combination of horsepower, brakes and suspension to be mastered. This feature's not about going quick in a straight line for 10 seconds at a time, or winning awards at shows for how low you can go. It's about two cars that have been developed to blitz it from A to B, with all the variables everyday driving has to offer in between. In other words, these are true performance road cars. That's constant launches off the lights to highway overtaking, potholed, slippery or greasy surfaces to freshly laid bitumen, civilised trips to work to spirited mountain fangs. Now we can attest to the fact that both these cars perform these diverse chores exceptionally well straight off the showroom floor, easily exceeding the capabilities of the average man on the street. But for those who want more and can handle it, heading down the wrong path can result in serious paper being wasted without achieving proportionate gains. Two companies that are making big inroads into the science of shaving seconds are MRT Performance and White Line Suspension. As power and suspension are two of the three key factors in producing quick lap times, it made sense that MRT's Brett Middleton and White Line's Jim Garef got together and did a little old-fashioned bartering.
We've got to get him to cool the car down, then we'll put him into P26. We'll have a look at the logs.
Brett would power up Jim's P26 STI, and Jim would sort the suspension on Brett's Evo 9. Mid-13-second quarters from factory mightn't sound impressive to a drag racer, but it's the ability to effortlessly chew up twisty roads that makes these cars special. And that's the only place the majority of drivers on the road get the chance to let their cars off the leash. In other words, picking the right set of shocks and springs next time you're down at Kmart is not an option. Likewise, bolting on a massive turbo without the network to support it isn't going to necessarily result in a quicker car. If you want to go quick around a circuit, you have to use properly developed quality components. And just as importantly, the right formula of ingredients. Brett and Jim invited Ignition down to Wakefield Park near the nation's capital to give us a chance to experience the results of their upgraded packages firsthand in an environment that would allow us to test them to their full potential. But we're no pros, so for authenticity's sake, they also brought along Wayne Boatwright, who showed the opposition the way, pedaling a WRX in the GTP series a few years ago.
We've been lucky enough to drive the Evo 9 from MRT today, as well as the White Line STI. Two very different cars, trying to achieve the same sort of thing with the same sort of technology. The Evo is a brilliant car in terms of its change of direction, probably a little bit more nimble than the Subaru inherently. Feels like a lighter car, probably isn't, but feels like a lighter, more balanced car. Certainly a sensational product out of the box, and with the things that MRT have developed for this car, it's a really competitive little car.
Before we got out on the track, Jim and Brett gave us a full rundown on both cars.
Hi, I'm Brett Middleton. This is our Project Evo 9. It's got 40 kilowatts over the factory standard Evo 9 that's delivered in Australia. Noticeable improvements when you drive the car. It doesn't come on boost and then drop off and then take off again like a big roller coaster. It's got a very flat torque curve, tuned ECU using Ecotec tuning software, new high performance fuel pump, and it's a great fun car to drive.
Hi, I'm Jim from White Line. I'm in charge of the development with White Line. We work with MRT very closely. We do the suspension side, whereas MRT do the performance and engine side. We've done a number of modifications that are a little bit outside of the norm. That includes things like roll center adjusters for the front and bump steer adjusters. They're critical in fixing the front end problem in this chassis. The usual coilovers have been changed using tines with a prescribed spring rate, coupled together with adjustable sway bars.
This is P26, which is basically an upgraded MY06 STI. This particular car's got a MRT power-up kit, which is the XB kit, which is a combination of exhaust, tuned ECU using Ecotec software.
We had to do some development work on the P26 or the 06 STI because it has a different diff setup from the 05. There's a different mechanical split which alters the fundamental balance of the car.
It doesn't have a 2.6 litre engine, it has the factory fitted 2.5, standard internals, and obviously the big thing is it's got about 35 kilowatts over factory standard, but an absolutely huge increase in torque.
On the suspension side, we've got the same sort of mixture of P25. We have got Group 4 White Line coilovers, we've got sway bars, front and rear adjustable, anti-lift kit, a few other geometry changes, and of course a strut brace for some extra chassis stiffness on the front.
Bringing that together as a package using White Line's technology, MRT's technology, we built together a car that is really user-friendly on the road, good fuel economy, great drivability, fun at the track, and 100% reliable with a factory warranty guarantee.
By turn one, in both of the cars the improvement over standard was blatantly obvious. Though they're completely different beasts in terms of handling characteristics and power delivery, each car felt significantly improved in the same areas. In terms of power, both came on sooner, smoother, obviously harder. There were no issues like fuel surge that come with standard models, and the delivery of power was more linear and practical for everyday applications. It gave both cars the bit extra needed for some oversteer action out of the corners, with the Evo the more tail-happy of the two. The improvement in handling was equally impressive. Both cars felt a lot more poised and sure-footed, with more responsive turn-in, better mid-corner adhesion, and as a result, better corner exit speed. The combination of the power and suspension upgrades trims between 1.5 and 2 seconds a lap, off the standard car's times around Wakefield in both cases, which is a lot when you consider it only takes a bit over a minute to get around there. To be more accurate, in the hands of a pro driver like Wayne, a standard Evo does a lap in the mid-110s, and the STI within a few tenths of that time. By comparison, the MRT and White Line molested Evo does it in 1:08.8, with the P26 churning out almost identical times. Despite this, Jim tells us the Evo is consistently quicker, but the P26 is the more drivable car on a day-to-day basis. Where the Evo has more outright speed and power, the STI finds more grip. These graphs illustrate the varying characteristics of the two cars. The first demonstrates the Evo 9 readings in black, with higher mid-range grip and better corner entry speed. The readings in red show the STI to have more absolute grip and higher corner exit speeds. The second graph shows that the Evo, again in black, has more speed, while the P26 achieves more grip and subsequently higher G-forces. But how much benefit is there for your average punter? Well, Nathan is your average punter, with emphasis on the average, and his times told the same story. He ran in the low 12s in a stock Evo 9, and a tenth or two off that in a stock STI, and a low 10 in the development Evo, tenth slower than that in the development STI. So you don't have to be a Formula One test driver to exploit the benefits. If you're into track days, club racing, or you just love driving, these type of upgrades are the value for money ticket. The MRT XB kit engine upgrade package for the Evo weighs in at $3,990 and $4,290 for the STI, fitted, tuned and with a factory warranty, while the suspension kit is $3,500 for the Evo and $4,500 for the Subi. Go to the events section in Ignition X to see how the Ignition team went in the Victorian round of the Alfira Dutton Rally Series. For the latest automotive lifestyle entertainment delivered every month, subscribe to Ignition DVD magazine. For more details and information, visit the Ignition DVD website at www.ignitiondvd.com. This month, we continue our road trip of Japan.
No trip to Japan will be complete without visiting an Autobuck store. There's over 500 of them around Japan, and out of those 500, over 100 of them have been allocated the name Super Autobucks, which means they stock more performance parts and more stuff for me to go broke with. Let's get inside. Come with the flow. Oh, look what we've found. Work rims, Rays Engineering, something new. Yokohama Aluminium Wheel Design Laboratory. Come with the flow. As you can see, the Super Autobucks is also a fully functioning workshop as well. So they've got a massive shop, a Dynojet dyno, and a full workshop that is bigger than most of the Australian ones. We found some modified cars to go and look at here in the Autobucks car park, so let's go check them out. Okay, found a Mazda RX-8 here in the car park, and looking from the outside we can see carbon fibre front splitter, carbon fibre side skirts, nice big work Meister rims on it. Well, this one's obviously a decked out audio car. It looks like a coilover as the centrepiece here in the middle. I have not seen that many subs in an R33 Skyline before. This one's definitely the audio showcase car.
Motul then organised for us to visit the legendary Nismo factory. It's a mecca for Nissan fans.
Nismo is a name that's instantly recognisable with JDM enthusiasts. Now, as Motul are major sponsors of Nismo, they're able to organise a full factory tour for us while we're here in Tokyo.
The foyer is filled with memorabilia, Nismo race engines, Nismo parts, merchandise, and a genuine Group A R32 GTR. We then checked out the workshop, and what a sight it was. The Nismo staff had out their 350Z RS concept car for us to check out. The car was built to assess the viability of a motorsport special to be used for club racing or a one-make series. The entire car has copped the Nismo treatment, including the aero body kit, upgraded suspension and drivetrain, and Nismo rims. Inside there's race seats and a roll cage, and the engine has been upgraded with all the Nismo internals. Up on the hoist next to it was one of Nismo's legendary R34 GTR Z tunes.
The amount of work underneath the Z-Tune is absolutely amazing. You can see it's got a carbon fibre under tray on here that just for downforce while the car for high speed. There's also extra chassis rigidity being made with all these braces that are going across. You can see there's an extra oil pump drive. You can see new lower control arms from Nismo. 4 piston Brembos on the rear of this thing. Inside the car, you can see Nismo completely retrimmed the interior with red suede, and black leather. Also, obviously, Nismo gear knob. The Nismo dash as well with a 320 km/h speedo. Looking at the lightweight carbon bonnet, that's both carbon outer and inner, so it's very lightweight. It actually has an air vent that you see from inside the front grille that runs through and actually comes down straight into the airbox. So when that's closed, it forms a perfectly sealed cold air induction. They've replaced all of the intake pipes with aluminium and stainless steel pipes to stop them from sucking closed. It's got Nismo turbos on it, rated, basically gives this thing about 500 horsepower.
Come with the flow.
Just when we thought the trip couldn't get any better, we were taken where hardly any journalists have been allowed to venture. The workshops for the Nismo race cars. Motul pulled a lot of strings to get us inside, so we could check out the Motul 350Z GT500 race car. GT500 is the pinnacle of racing in Japan. Brimming with technology, the GT cars retain the factory roof and cabin, but other than that, they're pure exotic race car with a full aerodynamic package, carbon fibre everywhere, and monster brakes. The suspension is totally modified to inboard coilovers, and the rear houses a full transaxle setup with the gearbox and diff at the rear for better weight distribution. The engine still uses the factory VQ35 block and head, but highly modified. It's also de-stroked to 3 litres, as this allows Nismo to run smaller restrictors under GT500 regulations. Twin turbos are used to make the class limit 500 horsepower. They certainly are a sight to behold and a masterpiece of engineering. The Motul Nismo 350Z currently leads the GT500 series, which is a feat in its own right. We also spoke with the president of Nismo, who assures us that their motorsport involvement will only grow larger. We discussed the ongoing development with Motul to produce engine oils for competition use. Nismo motor oils are developed with and produced by Motul Oils. In our next edition, we'll visit the legendary Top Secret and the D1 round at Ibisu South. Take a look at the D1 Garage's origin lineup in the product review section of Ignition X.
Last month we introduced the Ignition Modifiers Handbook with a directory of all the parts and services you need to mod out your pride and joy.
And this month we've improved it with even more tech stuff.
That's right, and we're going to be putting in even more handy information every month.
And best of all, it's totally free.
Last month, Ignition headed out to Penrith in Western Sydney to check out the grand opening of the new Kanak Auto Sports Workshop. Sasha and his trusty team put on a big barbecue and plenty of people turned out to check out the new premises. There was a vast array of modified machinery on show, from mean street cars and big power pumpers to classic old schoolers.
My name's Ashley Cooper, I'm the owner of this Mazda RX-3. It runs a 13B turbo, 2-speed power glide with a 9-inch. The cars run a 9.8 second quarter mile. I just drive it on the street mostly. Besides that, hope to get out, run again. Obviously everything's been done, it's been painted, the interior's been done, custom bodywork's done the paint, G-Trim done the interior.
My name's Chris Greaves, I'm from Wimberley in New South Wales. This is my car, Mazda SP20 2001 model. It's a daily driver. And quite a big install in the sound system and widescreen video, that kind of stuff.
Ben, 99 model Corolla Levin, House of Colour Tangelo Pearl paint, yellow leather interior, suede, 18-inch Lenzo Speed 6 rims, they were custom made from the factory, shadow chrome, just wanted to be a bit different, engine bay detailing, Pioneering Clarion sound system.
My name's Andrew. This is my car. It's a Nissan Stagia RS4S. Imported it from Japan. It's a manual model. They don't come out too many with manual. Done a bit of work to it. Stereo wise, I put the front mount on. Getting a spray soon, and mucking around with the power of C at the moment, trying to get that in. It's a bit of a nightmare with the wiring and that because it's not a straight plug and play. Hopefully I can get it all sorted.
Hi, I'm Natalie. This is my Integra Type R. Bought it 3 years ago and done a bit of work on it since then. Going for JDM style, so I've got the carbon kit, the bonnet and the wing. Done a bit of custom work to it as well on the kit, cut out some of my side skirts, and I've modified the top secret front kit. Also got LE37s for the wheels.
Sasha has spent many years putting together quality machinery and has made a name for himself in the industry for his ability to tackle any project that comes his way.
We do old school and new school cars, all performance modifications, intercoolers, engine conversions, anything performance, we do it here in-house.
He even took on Ignition's Project Celica, which you can see more of in Ignition X this edition. In a world where you don't always get what you pay for, it's good to know there's somewhere you can go to get honest advice and quality workmanship. Sasha prides himself on doing the right thing by his clientele, and his loyal following is testament to his high standards. Get the lowdown on Haltech's E8 and E11 ECUs in the product review section in Ignition X.
Hi, my name's Peter, I'm from Brisbane, and this is my R32 GDS-T Skyline.
Peter is as big an enthusiast as they come. Having been through so much drama with his cars, his determination to go fast has kept him on the track. Peter used to have an RB20 powered Skyline that was Australia's most powerful at the time, but after pushing it as far as it could go, it was time to move on.
I stuck with the RB20 for so long because I wanted to make it the most powerful RB20 in the country, and we did that. But to get to that point, it cost me 4 standard engines and 3 forged built motors. I wanted more power.
Chaos is when there's no order, but under the hood of this Skyline, everything is in order. It's immaculately presented with braided lines and everything's polished in chrome. The engine's now an RB30-25 combo, with a 3-litre block filled with forged internals and a better flowing RB25 twin cam head receiving a cleanup and a set of larger HKS camshafts, along with upgraded valve gear. There's also a Tomei oil pump and high energy Pro Racer and large sump for extra engine protection.
General driving around, I find it's quite good. It's got a lot of torque and it's very easy to drive. But when you want to when the turbo comes in, it tends to spin the wheels a hell of a lot though.
The turbocharger is a Turbonetics T76 ball bearing item. It sits on an HKS manifold with a TurboSmart external wastegate that screams straight to atmosphere. Helping airflow is an ARE intercooler with custom piping and plenum. put together by Peter's sponsor, Gun Performance. The fuel system's beefed up to handle big power levels, with 2 Bosch 044 fuel pumps drawing from a Gun Performance surge tank, feeding SARD 1000cc injectors in a custom fuel rail. The management is handled by a top-shelf Haltech E11. Set up on a street tune with pump fuel and only 16 psi of boost, the car puts out over 474 horsepower at the rear wheels. This makes for a killer combo on the street. But on race fuel, with 24 psi dialed up, the car comes alive with just on 600 horsepower at the wheels.
We're hoping to push the motor on race fuel and nitrous to around 800 horsepower at the wheels. There's no point in driving on the street like that because it'll never ever get traction.
With a slipping clutch, Peter still managed to reel off a 10.8 second quarter-mile pass at 130 miles per hour on radial tyres.
I blew four R32 GDST gearboxes before I upgraded to the R33 Turbo GDST gearboxes, which I then blew up 4 of them as well.
To handle the power and Peter's driving style, the drivetrain needed to be seriously beefed up. So Pete installed a PPG straight cut dog box. The dog box does away with synchros, as they aren't inherently strong, and allows the gears to be wider and stronger while facilitating super fast changes. Being straight cut allows the gears to be bigger and thicker as well. But a dog box needs to be driven hard to work properly, and the noise is menacing. The clutch is a super strong twin plate item from Nick's Performance Clutches. The diff is a Nismo full spool. Helping put that power to the ground is Teen Super Street coilovers, along with adjustable camber and tow arms at the rear. There's also polyurethane diff cradle mounts, and the car is set up to grip, and that it does, with Peter recording a blistering 1.6 second 60-foot time at the recent Jamboree.
My girlfriend has had a feature car ignition DVD before, and yes, it does go very well. Not as quick as this one, but it's yes, it's pretty quick.
Does she agree with you on that comment?
She'd always like to argue, but that's understandable.
The body was stripped back and fitted with a GTR body kit before being resprayed in factory Nissan white. The chrome rims are old school Zeptors measuring 18 by 8 up front and 18 by 10 at the rear. The interior is purely functional, with a 6-point cage, GTR seats and all the essential gauges. The dash cops some lashings of white, while there's some white leather highlights to spruce things up. The stereo was removed, as performance is what this car is all about. With the determination to keep going no matter what, Peter has plans to keep pushing the car further, faster. This month we've got a great subscription offer going on. In fact, it's going off. Get online at ignitiondvd.com or call us at Ignition on 02 9633 3435 and sign up for a 12-month subscription, and you could receive mad prizes from TurboSmart, Maguire's, MRT, AXS and Central Station Records. It's just $143.50 for the year and means big savings on your monthly hit of Ignition DVD. Plus, you get your copy before everyone else.
Another hectic edition, I think you'll agree, Liz.
Yeah, it's been pretty hardcore, but don't forget there's plenty more heavy-duty stuff to come in Ignition X.
Yeah, including a full review of Haltech's ECUs, and we're going to take a trip through the D1 garage to check out Origin's latest range of body kits.
And we've got all the project cars, including the debut of Project Old School.
Cool, and Team Ignition run the Victorian leg of the Dutton Rally, and we're going to check out some rims from Aussie Tyres.
And don't forget to hit the website, fill out the reader's survey for your free copy of Ignition DVD.
Free copy?
Free copy.
Fully sick, Cuzzy bro. See you next month.
See ya.
Blazing up the scene, we putting on the line, wearing up like a triple beam. We hyping crazy folks, Cadillac and honey spokes, hot bras and daisy boots. Let me feel that rooter too. Carolina Tar Heel, listen to them wheels peel. We hyping real raw, we running from the law. Hiding out on my favorite block, don't wanna hear that thing pop. Now hold in your pants, let me see you do that dance. Mama, now I must have make it. Be real, don't fake it. Stir it up, baby girl, go work it. What? I'm feeling nice, watch you move it right. Watch them all fall down when you do that bounce. Come on with it, go on, get grown with it. Come over here, let me be alone with it. Show me where it is, baby girl, there it is. I'm a man, what I'm saying, he can take care of his. Back it up while we acting up. We gon' wake it up, we gon' shake it up.
Destroying, brother.
Yo, wow, wow, wiki, oh, wiki, hey. Where my dog's at? She in the front seat. Yeah.